Cool Math Games was one of the best websites as a child. I remember sinking countless hours into games like Duck Life 3 and Run 2. And with the end of all Flash games coming soon, I'd like to rank one of the best series on Cool Math Games, the Papa's games. I mean, just the music and the mini games alone are just... I'll be ranking the best 7 of the series on 3 different factors: gameplay, story, and fuck-up ability. In this list, I'll make sure not to talk about the critics or the minigames because they were not present in a few of the earlier games. Let's start with the worst of them all. Papa's Burgeria is by far the worst of them all. The game has been rumored to be created by Firm Software and originally titled Papa's Souls. The story for the game also is just absolutely terrible. It's about a guy winning a ticket to the Burgeria. Nothing very interesting there. But for fuck-up ability, it actually does a pretty solid job. But because of the bad gameplay and crappy story, it just has to be in last. Papa's Pizzeria was the first of the Papa's games that I played. This one is a classic, and I remember loving it back then. But the times have changed. Better games have come out, and my opinion has changed on it. The gameplay is pretty boring and only gets difficult when you're cutting the pizza. The story is also pretty bad, and for fuck-up ability, it's alright. I mean, you can burn the pizzas, and you can cut it all weird, but still nothing that interesting. This lands Papa's Pizzeria a solid 6 on the rankings. Next up is Papa's Wingeria. So I feel like this one is probably going to be the most controversial of all, but I absolutely hate this game. The only reason it's this high on the list is because I knew that if I put it any lower, then my cousin would yell at me. The gameplay is just tedious, and the story is also pretty bad. I mean, fuck-up ability is like okay, but still, I mean, you can just put a bunch of wings on there and make them uncooked. It's not that cool. And by the end of it, your game is lagging so bad that you can barely do anything. Overall, I would put this lower, but if I did, then everyone would be angry at me. In 4th place, we have Papa's Pancakeria. Nothing is that interesting about the game. It's pretty average. The gameplay is alright, kind of boring, but not terrible. And the story is also just pretty average, with Papa stealing money from a kid who just lost his cat. And this game is also pretty average for fuck-up ability. All you can really do is just put a few burnt pancakes on top of a plate and then put a bunch of toppings. Nothing that interesting. After this, we have Papa's Hot Doggeria. The gameplay is pretty good and actually kept me interested, but the story and fuck-up ability were just lacking. If these two things were just a little bit better, then it would probably be a higher rank. After this, we have Papa's Donuteria. This game is just beautiful. Gameplay is also extremely fun, offering a game that is not too easy and not too challenging. For the story, all I wrote down was roller coaster, so I'm assuming it's pretty good. And fuck-up ability is just alright. It's definitely not one of the best, but still, it's pretty fun. And easily the best out of every single Papa's game is Papa's Freezeria. I don't know where to start with this game. This has been my favorite since I was a little kid. It might be one of the first, but it is clearly the best. Gameplay is just so interesting and fun. And the story is also pretty good, talking about a kid who moved to an island and got a new job. But the best part of this game easily is fuck-up ability. The whipped cream topping in this game is unmatched by any of the other Papa's games. You can ruin an order in 30 seconds. Surprisingly, this was the 3rd of the Papa's games that I reviewed today to come out. There is my ranking for each one of the Papa's games. These are all facts. Thank you for listening.